to combat terrorism not only through military might but by addressing the root causes, including poverty, inequality, and social injustice. This was disclosed in a statement by Special Advisor to the President, Ajuri Ngelale. President Tinubu stated that Africa must take a comprehensive approach to combating terrorism, not only through might, but by addressing the root causes of the scourge, which include poverty, inequality, and social injustice. The president further stressed the importance of cutting off the financial lifelines that fuel terrorism activities, such as ransom payments and illegal mining operations. The scheduled hearing in the appeal filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission in the Court of Appeal Abuja Division to set aside the Kogi State Court's order restraining the anti-graft agency from arresting, detaining, and prosecuting the immediate past governor of Kogi State, Yahaya Bello, was told today. Recall that the Kogi State High Court Judge I.A. Jamil, in a ruling on Wednesday, April 17, had restrained the anti-graft agency from arresting, detaining, and prosecuting Bello. Dissatisfied with the restraining order, the EFCC approached Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court in Abuja for an arrest warrant to enable them rearraign Bello, which was issued. The federal government has launched guidelines on safe motherhood, targeting at least 7 million pregnant women and at least 6 million newborn births annually. Speaking at the launch of the guidelines, Labor Care Guide and the guidelines for community use of misoprostol to commemorate the 2024 Safe Motherhood Day in Abuja, Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Pate, noted that it is possible to achieve safe motherhood in the country. Pate noted that healthcare is part of President Bola Tinubu's key agenda. He said the approved 25 billion naira from the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, 25 billion through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency and the National Health Insurance Authority gateways to ensure quality healthcare in reducing maternal mortality, access to basic emergency obstetric care, comprehensive emergency obstetric care, and availability of necessary commodities for safe delivery. Let's turn to Nigeria's southwest now, where Governor Lucky Aiyedatiwa of Ondo State has secured the nomination of the All Progressives Congress (APC) for the forthcoming November 16 governorship election, following his declaration as the party's candidate. Aiyedatiwa clinched the nomination with a resounding victory, amassing a total of 48,569 votes in the primaries. His closest contender, Mayowa Akinfolari, trailed behind with 15,343 votes, while Chief Olushola Oke secured the third position with 14,865 votes. The announcement was made by the chairman of the Governorship Primary Election Committee and Governor of Kogi State, Ahmed Ododo. And talking health matters now, the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and NCDC has so far confirmed 8 deaths and over 208 suspected new cases following an outbreak of a strange illness in Sokoto State. Ibrahim Usman, the manager of the center, said at an interactive session with officials of the State Ministry of Health that the incident happened in Sabon Birni and Issa local government areas of the state. He also said prompt measures were taken by the NCDC and the state government to control the spread of the yet-to-be-identified disease, as samples are taken to NCDC laboratories for analysis. He stated that the illness manifested with symptoms of abdominal disorder, feverishness, vomiting, and sudden weight loss. Gobiri urged the federal government to, as a matter of urgency, do the needful with a view to identifying and curtailing the continued spread of the disease to other areas of the state. The NCDC has so far deployed a national rapid response team to work with the Ministry of Health to further investigate the matter. Let's take a look at security matters now. Troops of Operation Lake Sanity 3rd under Operation Hardin K have reportedly discovered an Islamic State West Africa province terrorist bread production factory hidden within their den in Mesani Timbuktu Triangle, Damboa local government area of Borno State. According to intelligence sources quoted by security analysts and counterinsurgency experts Zagazola Makama, The combined troops of 199 Special Forces Battalion, in conjunction with hybrid forces and civilian JTF, stumbled upon the bread factory during an exploitation mission into the terrorist hideouts. The sources said that the factory was destroyed, while items recovered include 2 Lister generating plants, 1 baking machine, and several baking materials. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has given a strong indication that it should press for the inclusion of a clause which would prescribe sanctions for governors and local government administrators who fail to implement the new minimum wage. The National Treasurer of the NLC, Hakeem Ambali, who disclosed this in an interview in Abuja, said the refusal of state governors to pay the current minimum wage was a result of a lack of punitive measures in the Minimum Wage Act of 2019. President Bola Tinubu, through his Vice President, Kashim Shettima, had on January 30, 2024, inaugurated the 37-member panel on the new minimum wage. With its membership cutting across federal and state governments, the private sector, and organized labor, the panel is to recommend a new national minimum wage for the country. 2 suspected Boko Haram individuals identified as improvised explosive device experts, 19-year-old Abubakar Muhammad alias Garba and 13-year-old Babagana Modu, have laid down their arms and surrendered to troops of Sector 3 Multinational Joint Task Force Mongono in Borno State. This surrender marks a notable success in the ongoing campaign to dismantle Boko Haram's operations in the region. This was disclosed in a press statement signed by the Chief Military Public Information of the Military Joint Task Force in Jamena, Lieutenant Colonel Abubakar Abdullahi. Severe rainstorms have left about 40 communities without power in Ogun State following extensive damage to electrical infrastructure in the areas. The development has disrupted daily life and hardship on residents. The storm, which struck around midday, accompanied by rains, resulted in numerous falling electricity poles and damaged installations, particularly in the areas of Sangota and Mowe in the state. This damage has caused a widespread blackout affecting multiple communities, the Ibadan Electricity Distribution Company reported. Further illustrating the storm's impacts, a video making rounds in social media shows falling poles lying on vehicles in the flood-hit Sangota area, underscoring the severity of the storm's effects on the community's infrastructure. You're watching News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We'll Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms using at Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Cycle returns, Naira crumbles at official window, trades at 1,169 Naira to the dollar. These and other stories coming your way shortly. Do stay with us, everyone. This is Global Television, bringing you a live broadcast of News Cycle with Uyag Mofwebe. We appreciate you staying with us on the news. Let's take you to the foreign scene now, where the Israeli military says the chief of its intelligence directorate has resigned after taking responsibility for failures leading to the unprecedented October 7 attack by Hamas. Major General Haron Haliva is the first high-ranking official to step down for failing to prevent the attack that shocked Israel and the international community. Major General Haron Haliva, in coordination with the Chief of the General Staff, has requested to end his position following his leadership responsibility as the head of the Intelligence Directorate for the events of October 7. The Hamas attack resulted in the deaths of 1,170 people, mostly civilians, according to reports. Still staying with foreign stories, the Kenya Police Service has arrested fleeing Binance executive Nadeem Ajwala as the international criminal Police organization Interpol moves to extradite him to Nigeria within the week. Following the development, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, the International Criminal Police, the Nigeria Police Force, and the Kenya Police Service have deepened talks to quicken his extradition. Torrential rainfalls have led to the disappearance of 11 persons, with thousands of people evacuated in southern China. That's according to state media reports. The intense rainfall affecting the Guangdong province has swelled rivers and heightened fears of what could be a century's worst flooding scenario. A total of 11 people are missing after contentions heavy rain hits many parts of the city in recent days. In response, the escalating flood risk authorities have moved more than 53,000 people to safer locations throughout the province. And in business, the Naira on Friday experienced a slight fall at the financial official window, trading at 1,169 Naira 99 kobo to the dollar. Data from the official trading platform of the FMDQ exchange, a platform that oversees the Nigerian autonomous foreign exchange market, revealed that the Naira dropped by 1.38% as against the 1,154 Naira 8 kobo to the greenback traded on April 18. The local currency, on the other hand, appreciated by 17.14% to 1,230 Naira per dollar from 1,050 Naira to the dollar on April 17. President Bola Tinubu has sounded the alarm over the inextricable link between illegal mining operations and the financing of terrorist activities across Africa. Addressing regional leaders at a high-level counter-terrorism summit in Abuja, the president urged the international community to take concrete actions to halt the inflow of funds from outside the continent that enables much illicit activities. Tinubu highlighted the complex challenge facing the continent as it grapples with the evolving tactics employed by terrorist organizations to continuously finance and re-equip themselves. He underscored the urgency of tackling this issue head-on through international cooperation and strengthened regional mechanisms. Tinubu urged fellow African leaders to forge a united front against the scourge that has claimed countless lives and stymied development. The presidency has said it is set to launch about 2,700 compressed natural gas-powered buses and tricycles before May 29, when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government will mark 1 year in office. It said the federal government was set to deliver 100 conversion workshops and 60 refueling sites spread across 18 states before the end of 2024. Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, reviewed this in a statement signed titled Presidential CNG Initiative Set for Rollout. Meanwhile, the federal government, through the Nigeria Shippers Council, has stated that it will mandate port service providers and users to register on the council's online portal by the third quarter of 2024. The Executive Secretary of the NSC, Pius Sakuta, disclosed this during a sensitization program for stakeholders on the registration of regulated port service providers and users at the council's headquarters in Lagos. It reiterated the importance of adherence to the online registration requirements by all service providers in the ports, adding that it was in line with the duty of the council as enshrined in Section 4 of the NCS's regulation of 2015. The NSC boss highlighted the evolution of payment processes from manual to automated systems within the council and underscored the benefits of registration. He emphasized the mandatory nature of registration, warning that non-compliant entities would face stern consequences. And time to get some kick out of sports for you. 3 Nigerian boxing sensations, Adam Olaore, Joshua Omole, and Cynthia Ogunshemilore, are gearing up to script history for Nigeria at the Paris 2024 Olympics by aiming for the nation's first ever gold medals in boxing. Their journey to the pinnacle of Olympic glory began with a remarkable showing at the Africa Olympic boxing qualifiers in Dakar, Senegal in 2023, where they clinched gold medals in their respective weight categories, securing their tickets to the Paris Games. Ogunshemilore set the stage alight with a commanding victory over Algeria's Khalifa Jila, securing Nigeria's first gold medal of the tournament in the women's 60 kg category. Omale followed suit with a dominant display against Ethiopia's Leta Yedesa in the men's 50 kg category, clinching another gold for Nigeria. President of the group, Ade Ojuoko, while speaking on the impact of the Ondo Auto Rally, concluded earlier in the month, confirmed that the event had the biggest attendance, including racers, enthusiasts, tourists, and even service previous editions. The Director General and Chief Executive of the National Automotive Design and Development Council, Joseph Oshanikpin, also commended use of the motorsport platform to create sustainable traction for tourism, employment, and commerce in Ondo State. And that's a wrap on our news cycle here. Thank you everyone for watching. I'm Oyag Mofwegbe, and shortly it will be time for Big Talk with Michael Edika.